Hello, today I'll show you how I use easy drug dose application in my clinical practice. As a nurse, I find it really helpful to have a means of checking and verifying that my calculations are correct, so I use this application. I work often in a hospital environment as well as in a community, and I find it really practical to have this with me and just use it on my phone when I need to. For example, the number of tablets you could change grams to milligrams or micrograms. It makes it quite handy. Say the doctor ordered 1 gram of paracetamol and you have on hand 500 milligram tablets. So you know you only need to give 2 tablets to make it correct. And that's quite good to know that you could mix and match grams and micrograms and milligrams, and it makes it very, very useful. For example, you have the dose is 300 milligrams and in stock you have 100 milligram tablets, so you know you need only 3. You probably could calculate it easily by yourself, however it's just handy to have it as a checkup point. So you could then you could use either the home button or use the back button on your phone to get to the main screen. The same applies to the amount of liquid. You probably know that there are so many medication come in suspension form, in vials or little ampules, and you really need to give it, and often the dose prescribed, the doctor will, for example, just write 200 milligrams of particular medication to give. So when you go to medication cupboard, you just find out, okay, it only comes as a 20 milligram in 5 ml, for example. So when I did incorrect, I correct myself, in 5 milligrams. Okay, so you know that you need the 50 ml. You could use either the measuring jug or the syringe to dispense the 50 ml, which give us 200 milligrams of a particular medication. And it becomes very helpful. As I said, you could also micrograms and micrograms or grams or milligrams. And it is really helpful because there's so many medication nowadays come in this form, and including pediatric versions. So it is making it very, very helpful when you have, for example, you need to give 20 milligrams of a medication. In stock you have 5 milligrams in 2 meals. And you know, you just check and you see, yep, it's 8. You probably could do it by yourself, but it's good to just check and make sure you could clarify that. Okay, and the good thing is, as I said, you could do all of these calculations, and I find it's very, very helpful. Okay, the drop rate. I know that the machine sometimes could calculate it for you, but not always. In emergency department, in some situations, you do need to do it yourself. So, for example, we have normal saline, and the order is 1,000 milliliters, and it's to be given over 10 hours, which is 600 minutes, and we have a drop factor. The given set of IV is 20, which is the most common one used in adult, and you know that it will give about, we need to give about 33 drops a minute to make sure we comply with this medication order. And if you notice, this application lets you to do all other things, for example, dosage by body weight, which is quite helpful for pediatric patients or patients on a very strict fluid diet or geriatric patients. And obviously there's also unit conversions just for convenience and just in case you need to transfer some milligrams to micrograms or volume. And that makes it a very handy little application. I hope you enjoy using it. I do find it very helpful, so give it a go and have fun.